Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Biscuit Battles. Yes, today we're going to do the battle of Mons Graupius in AD83. Yes, and this is the Celts, the Scottish Caledonian tribes, taking on the Romans. Yes, now. Again, yes. Again. This is the third time we've done this today. And I forgot to press record once, so Chloe's not happy. Okay? But, as Chloe would be able to tell you, because she's heard it often enough now, a guy called Agricola was appointed the Roman governor of Britannia in AD 77 or 78, and he was given the task of conquering Scotland, the last bit of the island not under their control. By AD 83, he spent a few years campaigning in Scotland and he's taken over the southern half of Scotland. Chloe's desperate to get into the actual fight because she knows there's going to be like food in a minute. Yeah. So the Romans have taken control of southern Scotland. There's forts, there's roads, etc. all there. Agricola comes to take over the last bit of northern Scotland the Romans haven't got control of yet. So Agricola advances up what is pretty much the A9 as it is now. Then he decides to take a more easterly route going up the coast before he gets to the mountains. And we don't know where the Battle of Mons Graupius was fought really, but a strong contender is the Benachie Hills in Aberdeenshire. On the day then, yes, so Chloe has got the Caledonian army here.
Yeah,
yes. We have cavalry on each flank, just a wee bit, not many cavalry for the Caledonians, but yeah, there are some. At the front there we have some chariots which would be drawn by two horses and they'd have two people in them. So you'd have the driver and a warrior, so the warrior would be lobbing spears and then he would dismount to fight on foot while the driver hovered nearby so they could make their getaway.
Spears.
That's chucking spears, right? And then they would have the infantry behind them. So the infantry of the Celts, there would be no armour, they'd have small shields, but they'd have really long swords. The Romans, on the other hand, are represented by white chocolate fingers today, yes. So the auxiliary infantry from what is modern Holland and Belgium, the Netherlands and Belgium, sorry, would be in the front row. And then you'd have a cavalry reserve behind them, and then there would be two bodies of cavalry on each side. Here's what happens on the day of Allah Punch Up. So the chariots move forward and they go around there trying to intimidate the Romans, riding back and forward between them, chucking spears and stuff at the Romans, but they don't do much damage and the Romans are less than impressed by it all.
Be impressed.
We're not impressed. Boo!
You should be.
Yeah, bloody drama queens. Yeah. Hey!
Intimidating now.
Yeah, so then Agricola orders his auxiliary infantry, which say are from the Netherlands and what is Belgium nowadays. So they come up and they all get tangled up. So the chariots, so the first wave of Celtic infantry come down from the hill that they're on, and they all get mixed up. So the Romans are fighting in a highly disciplined manner, and the chariots get caught up in it. The infantry are attacking. Now, while this is happening, the Roman cavalry that are on each wing launch an attack and chase off the Celtic cavalry on each flank. So those Celtic cavalry do a runner. And while that's happening, the remainder of the Caledonian infantry, the Celts infantry, they come down and they begin to outflank the Romans, or what's left of the Romans at this point. So they're chopping their way through what's left of the chariots and the first wave of the Caledonian infantry. And then the second wave of the Caledonians comes down and begins to outflank the Romans.
These guys.
Yeah, those guys, yeah. Yeah, so Agricola sends his cavalry reserve, because he kind of saw this coming, and sends them out and pushes them back. So it pushes them right back, so they begin to run. And then eventually what happens is you find the situation that the auxiliary infantry are still fighting the Caledonian infantry and all that there, and then the Roman cavalry are now find themselves behind the Caledonian forces, and cue much death and destruction. And it's hard to tell. It's hard to, sorry?
Death music.
Death music. Hard to tell how many people died on the battlefield at Mons Graupius. Tacitus tells us about 10,000 Caledonians died and maybe 360 Romans, but this is probably an over-exaggeration. It does show that there was a big loss on the Caledonian side, and it was a bit of a disaster for Caledonian arms. Now we're going to go and eat this lot, okay?